and welcome back to science class. Today, I want to talk to you about a specific chemical reaction, and that is the reaction of combustion. So combustion occurs when you have a fuel, and that fuel could be either wood or gas, coal, whatever, and it reacts with oxygen. Now, it reacts very quickly with oxygen, but simply just the combination of a fuel in the presence of oxygen isn't enough to get the reaction started. You need to have some kind of ignition source. So the ignition source tends to be a spark, but it could also just be the actual temperature of the fuel itself. In order to understand combustion, we often like to use what we call the combustion triangle. If you remove any one of these things, then you won't have any combustion. You need to have the fuel, and the fuel needs to reach a certain temperature, whether that's because it's already there or it's from an external source like a spark. You also need to have oxygen. If you take away the oxygen, then the combustion reaction dies down. This triangle is often used by firefighters when combating fires. Firefighters will often try to control the fire by either taking away fuel or suppressing the oxygen in the area. Now, there are three types of combustion. There's rapid combustion, there's spontaneous combustion, and there is slow combustion. Rapid combustion occurs over a short period of time, and this is the one that we're most familiar with. Think of an open flame, campfire, burning gas in a car. Those are all examples of rapid combustion. Spontaneous combustion occurs when the temperature of the fuel is so hot that when oxygen is present, it just erupts into flame or combusts, essentially. Spontaneous combustion is not as frequent, but it can happen. For instance, a lot of forest fires happen with spontaneous combustion. If the ground becomes way too hot in the summertime and the wood is very dry, the wood will reach a certain temperature and then it will just react with the oxygen in the air to start a fire. Spontaneous combustion can have some pretty disastrous effects, considering how unpredictable it is. Lastly, we have slow combustion. Slow combustion is the combustion process that happens over a long period of time. So you don't really see flames and you don't really see the energy and light being emitted, but it's still being emitted. Believe it or not, decomposing bodies are actually undergoing combustion. Now, when we talk about combustion, it's really important that we understand the fundamental concepts of heat and temperature. Heat is a widely misunderstood concept. A lot of people associate heat with a single object, but in reality, heat is a transfer of energy from one object to the other when there's a temperature difference. Think of what you do when your hands are cold and there's a campfire around. You bring your hands close to the fire. The fire is a higher temperature than your hands, and so the fire will transfer that energy into your hands, making them feel warmer. Temperature, on the other hand, is simply just a quantity. It's how we measure how hot or how cold something is. Here in Canada, we use the Celsius scale. In the States, they use the Fahrenheit scale. So when you look at the weather and you see that it's -5 degrees Celsius outside, you know that it's kind of cold. And if you see a positive 20 degrees outside, you know that that's pretty warm. So that is all I wanted to talk about with you guys today. Remember that combustion can only occur when you have three ingredients: fuel, oxygen, and some kind of ignition source, whether that's a spark or just general hot temperature. There are three types of combustion. There's rapid, slow, and spontaneous combustion. Heat is the transfer of energy from one substance to another when there is a temperature difference. And temperature is just a way for us to measure how hot or how cold something is. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!